Woohoo! It's time for positive actions. Hola, es hora de acción positiva.
Mrs. Hot and
Miss Sheima,
we welcome you to our Positive Action weekly lesson.
la señora Hot y Sheima, os damos la bienvenida a las clases semanales de Positive Action.
Thank you at home, school, and community for joining us today for third grade Positive Action lesson.
Tanto si estáis en casa como en la escuela, gracias. Gracias por acompañarnos en los vídeos de acción positiva para tercero de primaria.
Let's get started!
¡Empecemos!
Woohoo! It's time for positive actions. Hola! Es la acción positiva. Good morning, positive partners and super scholars. Mrs. Hot here and
Miss Sheima,
Miss Sheima. We are so excited to join you for our weekly Positive Action virtual lesson. We welcome you whether you are in the classroom or if you are home for virtual or remote school, or maybe you're joining us from our community in the neighborhood. The Morgan County Partnership is so happy to have you here with us on PositiveValuesNetwork.com. Are you ready? Well, let's get started. Oh, Miss Sheima, we have a beautiful value to talk about this week. And for PositiveValuesNews.com, today we're going to take a look at a positive video with a super girl. What is her name? I wrote it down. Oh, Geneva. We're going to watch a video with Geneva London who talks about what is a role model. Then we're going to do a positive action activity. And after that, we're going to learn how to say role model in Spanish. Are you ready, Sheima? Can you help us with that?
for sure, I'm so ready.
All right, let's get started and see what Geneva has to say about a role model. Here we go.
Hey, it's me, Geneva London, and today we're going to be talking about role models, not models made out of role. Role models as in people who inspire you, if you got confused. To be a role model, it means that you make an example. It could be a good example or a bad example. Mostly role models are good examples. Because who would make a role model if they were bad examples? But either way, you can be a role model whether you set a good example or a bad example, which is true. The good side is that you can inspire the world, like me. Well, not really like me, but like example. I inspire the world, and you can do many things with it. It's like a talent, and you could never throw it away. If you become a role model, then your legacy will live on and on and on and on, like for more than a gazillion years. To be a role model, it means that you have an example on them. It could be good or bad. I prefer being a good role model. Let's start off with the good side. To be a good role model means you're inspiring the world. For example, me. Or using your talents to spread the word, or spread something that you think is true and that you think will inspire a lot of people and make a big impact. That's the good side. That's the sunny side. But where it goes, storms keep on coming and going, is when you set a bad example. Like telling people to commit crimes and to do stuff that they're not supposed to do. That's two different types of role models. Pick a good one. That's the best one there. When I'm looking for a role model, I'm not looking for the looks, their smiles, their expressions. I'm not looking for their muscles. What I'm looking for is how they spread their kindness, how they be joyful. if they're not so glum and if they're always energetic. They don't have to be energetic. But if sometimes they can control themselves and they know to do the right things and they seem so happy about it but not sarcastic and they seem amazing and fun to work with. Anybody can be a role model, tell me. Not just celebrities, even though some celebrities are role models. Well, as in some, I mean a lot. And a lot of people like us, who sometimes think they're just normal people, can be like having a big impact on other people, even when they don't know it, even when they don't suspect it. Becoming a role model just means you need to take the time into what you've learned. Take the time into what you've learned and practice what you've learned. And then teach that to the whole world so that everybody can know who you are and what you're made of. And don't let anyone stop you. You can be a role model if you're a child, like I am, but not really like me, but like yourselves. By like being yourself, showing what you do, showing what you know, and speaking that out to the whole world. And a lot of people will get inspired. A lot of people will get inspired. Same with if you're an adult role model, or if you are a baby role model, which there are some baby role models, because some babies can speak. And what if someone younger than you inspires you? What if someone wise beyond your years inspires you? Who knows? It's just, what do they inspire you to do? Remember, everyone's a role model. Even children. And you are too. But it's just what you pick. If you pick to be a good role model, or the bad side, being a bad role model, it's your choice. Let the force be with you. Ba 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 ba, or ba 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 ba, or ba ba ba. Remember, you're your own role model. Your actions impact on yourself as they do on others. So, if you have a bad attitude, you'll have bad actions. If you have a good attitude, you'll have good actions. Stay true, and I'll see you next Monday. Bloop deep, bloop deep, bloop deep, bloop deep.
Oh, and we're back. Wow! What did you think of Geneva, Miss Sheima?
Oh my gosh, she is so wonderful. She is a role model, actually. When she was talking about all these positive things, I love it.
Me too. You know what? Watching Geneva, I look at her and it's like, wow, I want to be like Geneva too. Don't you? She's a role model. First off, super scholars, let's take a look. What is a role model? Miss Sheima, do you know?
I think role model is somebody that do positive things, that is example for others.
Right, that's exactly right. A role model is a person whose behavior and their actions and their attitude, they are a positive example for someone else to follow. Now, here's what I think is super cool. You know what? Super scholars, a role model doesn't have to be someone famous or someone rich or a super athlete. You know what, boys and girls? A role model can be you. And today for Positive Actions, we want to talk about and discover some of those positive values that help us to be a positive example for others. Because you know what, Miss Sheima? There are role models who are positive, right? And there are role models who are not so positive. Can you tell me an example of a positive role model, Miss Sheima?
I have one right here, and it's you, Mrs. Hud. You are a role model for me. When you care how much you work, everything that you do for others, you inspire me, and I learn a lot from you.
Thank you, Miss Sheima. Oh, here's a big virtual hug for you. Oh, Miss Sheima, I try. You know, I hope that Positive Actions helps you to be a positive role model too by what we're talking about. That's a positive role model. Now how about a negative or a not positive role model? Can you think of someone who's not a positive role model? What about a bully? What about people who are mean or pick on other people? Or what about people who say unkind things, right? They sort of like, we know, that makes your heart hurt a little bit. So role models are positive and they are negative. And boys and girls, super scholars, it is up to you to have a positive thought and decide which role model you are going to follow and which role model you are going to become. So let's take a look at that, Miss Sheima. I have some positive virtues that we're going to look at in an activity. And I want to go over, and I have a whole list right here. You want to hear them? There are all kinds of things that you have in you and that you can work on to help us to be positive role models for our community. And those include things like Geneva said. She had some great ones. Oh, where's my list? She said, oh, I got it right here. She said kindness, caring, people who are positive, people who can control their actions. Now that's a hard one, right? That's when you make a choice to say, oh, I might not be feeling positive, but I can choose to control how I respond to that with my positive thoughts and actions. People who do the right thing. Those are people who have positive role models. And if we take a look at positive virtues, role models are also knowledgeable, right? They have intellectual wellness, we talked about that. They have physical wellness, those are good role models. And also, they're brave, they're just, they have respect, they're responsible, they're honest, unselfish, compassionate, patient. They persevere, they're strong, and they're dedicated. Oh, I like the one dedicated. You know what, Miss Sheima? The one thing that Danny Pooh has, he is so dedicated. And that's a virtue that I saw in him 27 years ago. A dedication to other people. Those are good role models. Those are a lot of virtues, right, Miss Sheima? So here's what I want you to remember, okay? Super Scholars, you are a role model by what you choose and how you act. And right now, because of the pandemic, we're all home a good bit, right? Guess what? You can be a role model to the people in your family. And you can find role models to the people in your household. Your mom, your dad, the things that they do for you. Your siblings. The things, your positive choices and your actions, how you behave, are examples of how others are going to behave too. You want to know what? And here's what I want to leave you with. People are watching your actions, guys. Your family watches what you do. So you have an opportunity to choose positive and become a role model like those that you admire. Now before we go, Miss Sheima, I want to tell you about a person that I admire, okay? And her name is Ruth Bader Ginsburg. And I find her to be a positive role model because she believed in truth, and she had a lot of trust, and she believed in justice, okay? And those are things that I feel virtues that I feel that I value that'll help me be a positive role model for others. So it's great to have examples and to look up to other people, and it's also great to look around you, all right, and find the role models in your community too. Okay? Now, you ready for an activity? Are you ready, Miss Sheima?
I'm ready, Mrs. Hunt.
Here we go. Your Positive Action Activity page can be found in Materials on PositiveValuesNetwork.com. Just pull down the tab in the upper left corner. And it's okay if you can't print it. Just grab a piece of paper and follow along with Miss Sheima as we fill up a page with positive virtues to become positive role models. Here we go. First, grab some markers too, or colored pencils or crayons. Take a look at all the wonderful words Mrs. Hott spoke of earlier. Select some words that you have that are positive virtues and color them green. Then color blue the positive values you see in someone else in your home, school, or community. After that, color yellow the positive virtues you see in someone you have heard about. Like Mrs. Hott heard about Judge Ginsburg, she's truthful and just, and she's fair and inclusive to all women and people of color. Then color orange the positive virtues you want to have as you grow older. And take a look at the positive virtues that you can't find and that are needed. Color them purple. Beautiful. When you've filled up your virtues with color, share your positive action activity with your family. And if you want, you can send it to Mrs. Hott and Miss Sheima with a picture to ahottfamily@gmail.com. Now keep this positive action activity so you can use it to share your positive virtues today and for the future and become a positive role model too. Good job! Wow, Miss Sheima, didn't they do a great job?
Yes, what an awesome activity. I love all the words, and I love to think about what's the positive actions that we do to be a role model.
That's right. And Miss Sheima, thank you for making this activity for us, all right? You have such amazing talent and creativity. Those are virtues that I respect in Miss Sheima, boys and girls. Isn't she so creative? And you know what? This activity is something you can keep with you because you colored some virtues, things that you want to work on too. So as you grow, you know what, Miss Sheima? And this is hot, I'm 55, but as I grow and get older, your values develop and you become a stronger person every day with your positive thoughts, okay? These virtues and how you act. And remember, people see your actions and your actions are going to be modeled by others, all right? And then you know what? You're going to feel so positive knowing that you're an example for others. Just like Miss Sheima. She made me feel positive by saying I was a role model. You did, Miss Sheima. Another big virtual hug for you. All right, role model. That's what we want you to think about this week on our positive action virtual lesson. Miss Sheima, can you help us? Let's learn to say role model in Spanish too. When we learn new things, like a language, it helps us to be inclusive and it helps our intellectual wellness. I'm ready, Miss Sheima. Teach us how to say role model, please.
For sure, role model in Spanish, it's kind of the same because it has two words too. And role model in Spanish is modelo a seguir. Modelo a seguir. Let's try it together. Role model in English and Spanish, modelo a seguir.
Modelo a seguir.
Good job.
One more time all together. Ready? Modelo a seguir. All right, Super Scholars, are you ready? Think about your role model, okay? And think about this week how you, because you can do it, you can be a positive role model for others too. Good job. All right, boys and girls, it's time to get going. And remember this. Ready, Miss Sheima? You are unique. You are important. Yes, you are. And you are wonderfully made. We are so glad you've joined us today from your home, your school, and our community.
Estamos muy felices porque nos habéis acompañado desde vuestra escuela, vuestra casa o vuestra comunidad.
Remember, you are unique. You are important. And you are wonderfully made.
Recordad que sois especiales, importantes y maravillosos.